StarBe and Kobo had a new song out. It's called Princess Samurai. StarBe. I'm starving. Whore some music. Whore. Did I just say whore? Starb. We got corn starb. You know, cornstarch.
Hi.
Alright, let's starve listening to some music.
StarBe and Kobo. Yeah. Looking flawless, I'm a warrior. Call me Princess Samurai. Watch your haters, my katana. Can't see through them alibis. Bullies tryna act so big. Come on, love a fight. I'm victorious like a karate kid.
Huh. This instrument was nasty.
Better watch your mouth if you're gonna say my name. Watch your mouth all my days. You wanna talk smack? Come do it in my face.
Woo!
Because I'm so clever, you wouldn't mean me. Next, it man who's next.
Kobo can rap. What can Kobo do? Kobo sings. Kobo rap. Kobo is a comedian. Well, I'm just here listening to her music and being sad about myself because I have a messy hair. And speaking about messy hair, I really do need a haircut.
Burn me down, but just like a phoenix, I rise up again. Making all them papers, can even see them haters. Raise your voice if you wanna follow me, just take my hand. Like a Terminator. Eyes on me, I go. I'm replaying this, I'm blocking
The
you,
autotune
just a
is
psychopath.
crazy.
I don't need your fake love, I'm a leader, go and make shiny crown on my head, a katana on my back. Used to turn your focus, and now here I come. Samurai. I'm a princess, I'm a queen, so bow down to me. I'm a samurai. Sa. I'm a freaking samurai. I'm a princess, I'm a queen, so bow down to me. I'm a samurai. With my homies.
Okay, the drop is a little empty. I mean, it has the synth bass, it has the drum, it has Kobo and StarBe chanting some words with a lot of like auto-tune and electronic sound in it. But it's like that synth bass, was it even for a drop though? If it's gonna go for that kind of route, I would think of like Martin Garrix, his like signature, he's like the pioneer of this kind of music, right? But for this one though,
I'm a freaking samurai. I'm a princess, I'm a queen, so bow down to me.
a lot of bass, but doesn't really have a lot of like crowd controlling elements in there. Maybe it will go crazy when it's like a live performance, but right now that I'm just listening to it, I feel like it's kind of awkward. It has synth bass, 808, drums with like the kick and snare and hi-hat, but everything combined, I mean, it's like not bad. It's okay, it's not too bad, it's just like awkward, that's it.
With my homies walking through the Kobo Kanaeru. Haters pay to see my face. I'm too famous for you, sorry, can't see with us. And you keep screaming my name. Judging from your look, you must be shopping at the thrift shop. Prada, Balenciaga, Valentino, I'ma get me some. Pay him with my face. With the sign in.
Whoa, hold up, girl, hold up.
I'ma get me some. Pay him with my face. With the sign in. Cause they know my name. We smells like money. Yes, I bet it hurt to see me winning. Driving that you can't believe it now. I remember when I was your victim. I'm the one who's laughing now. Well, never mind you haters. Put a mirror on the wall. Who the freaking Paris? Yeah. Burn me down, but just like a phoenix, I rise up again.
Really KDA style of music. It's kind of like, it's like KDA is so popular in the Indonesian, because like so many songs from the Indonesia that I heard are just like, especially for like the K-pop style of music, it's just KDA style, none of the others. I mean, it's kind of fair, like League of Legends brought KDA up, and League of Legends is kind of like worldwide.
Can't even see them haters. Raise your voice if you wanna follow me. Just take my hand. Feel like a Terminator. Eyes on me, I go. Always playing nice, I'm blocking you. You're just a psychopath. I don't need your fake love. I'm a leader. Go and make my path.
That's distortion though.
You should turn your focus. I'm now here.
Such a great filter.
I'm a freaking samurai. I'm a princess, I'm a queen, so bow down to me. I'm a samurai. With my homies walking through the Kobo Kanaeru. Haters be to sing my
Okay, this is what I'm talking about. Like, it's not all about like Martin Garrix kind of music, but this drop is really good.
Queen, so roll on to me, I'm a samurai. With my homies walking to the club, fuck it up. Haters be to see my face. I'm too famous for you, sorry, can do it fast. And you keep screaming my name. We are princess samurai, mess with us, don't even try. All my girls, we ride or die. No turning back for us. 'Cause I'm
Smooth.
ready to define our pride. I'm a freaking samurai. I'm a queen, so roll on to me. I'm a samurai. With my homies walking to the club, fuck it up. Haters pay to see my face. I'm too famous for you, sorry, can sit with us. And you keep screaming my name.
Oh, this song at the end is so much better.
Fuck it up. Haters pay to see my face. Hold up, hold up. I'm too famous for you, sorry, can't sit with us. And you keep screaming my name.
Sheesh. Okay, wait. Who the hell is StarBe? StarBe. StarBe is a girl group from Bandung, Indonesia, with 4 multi-talent members, where each has strong characters. The name StarBe was chosen by the members themselves, derived from their goals to be a star. StarBe represents the young, dynamic, and strong, empowered group of girls. I can really see that. So in terms of like the whole song, it was like not too bad. Especially at the end, it was like super well done. But on the first drop and the second drop, it's just kind of empty in some sort of way. I mean, I wouldn't say that bring the drop at the end to the first and the second drop would make this song better. The production are good for most part, but I also feel like the synth was a little bit, not like poor, but could be better type of synth. And especially for like other than K-pop, other countries that try to make K-pop, like Pinoy pop from the Philippines or this kind of Indonesian type of K-pop, they tend to like move up a lot of like the white noise and the synth. It was not bad. It's just like a sound preference that maybe on like a live performance, the bass was boosted a lot more. It would sound better, but right now as I'm listening to it myself, I feel like the high end can be lowered down a little bit just to make the whole song a little bit smoother. That's just my opinion, of course. But in terms of the whole song, I feel like the vocal especially, they executed it really well. Like I can really feel like the emotions. Not like the emotion, but like the attitude of the vocals. That kind of attitude, you know? The feminist kind of attitude? Not exactly feminist, but you get what I'm saying, right? So the production can be a little bit better. The instrumental, only for the drop that is only on the first and the second drop that is a little empty. At the end was like super fire. And the vocal is also really good. They executed the attitude and also the flow in terms of like the rap, and also like the melody is really catchy. I really love the vocals. So if I have to rate this song, I'd probably say 8 out of 10. Why not? Because like I really have a pleasant time listening to this music. It was just a tiny bit where I can feel like I was going to vibe throughout the whole song, but I was kind of like stop myself a little bit because it didn't really have that kind of powerful, really strong kind of instrumental. But everything else is perfect, I gotta say. So 8 out of 10 for this one. What about after talk? Like what they talk about 1 hour, 1 fucking hour, okay?
Tapi aku juga suka ini tahu lagu yang Rooftop juga bagus.
Rooftop.
Iya.
Kita semua suka Rooftop.
Oh iya serius.
Iya.
Rooftop. I'm talking about Rooftop. Rooftop. What do we got here?
On the way up, we are on the roof. Hey, we got it. We sure really like the view. On the rooftop, only way up rooftop, yeah. I'll let you have a glimpse of my cool world. You be acting damn like you want some. Club and models Rio de Janeiro. I just do my own thing. Oh my god, I'm so famous. Yes, I know, grant you wishes like a genie. I'm making up them cash everywhere.
Lyrics writing. It does not rhyme. And that sounded really awkward when it comes to a rap flow. But in terms of like the bass, the 808, a lot of slides. Much more slides than Princess Samurai, which I think it's like really show off like the genre of trap music. And I feel like StarBe doesn't really like melodies. Like all I can hear when I'm listening to like a K-pop was only chord, 808, and drums. This one particularly was going for like in kind of like reggaeton kind of drums, which you can hear in a lot of Mexican music. It's like boom, tap, tap, boom, tap, tap, boom, tap, tap. Which I feel like it's kind of a good mix of like the reggaeton music and the trap music together. Which Mexican has did that a lot, but in this kind of music, it was like bring out somehow a little bit different kind of vibe.
Famous, yes, I know, grant you wishes like a genie. I'm thinking of them cash, I be where the money's at. Feeling like my roots so high, like it's not a cash. So the ones haven't seen.
Ooh.
Being a steady climb, I made it to the roof, so baby. What you got, come and show me. When I die, that's my motto.
Ah, not rhyme again.
All the way up, we are on the roof. Hey, we got it. We sure really like the view. Yeah. On the rooftop, only way up rooftop. Yeah, yeah.
You know what I like the most about reggaeton music? Is that they only have like a few different drums. Let me find a drum sample that'll be fit with like the reggaeton music. In reggaeton, every single sound they use is really tight. This one is perfect. Right, they only have a few. And in the reggaeton music, they only have like around 90 to 100, but I like it a little quicker. So I'm just going to go like 98. The most basic one is this. And they can also remove like the kick and make it sound like this. Or just remove the top kick and replace the snare with the kick. That is the drums that they used in the drop of the song. What I like about this kind of reggaeton music is they have only these few drums pattern. Like if you want to say like it's simplicity, I wouldn't really say that, because it's like every time when you hear a reggaeton music, you're listening to something different. Like especially for the songs from like Bad Bunny or J Balvin, they always have that only one type of drum pattern. But they always made every song so unique that no other reggaeton music sound the same. It's like if you're listening to a couple of songs, like maybe country music or rock music or maybe like hip-hop music, especially modern hip-hop, they tend to like mixed up the one genre to one single style and made it like a really obvious what kind of music they want to go to. Mexican music don't do that. Really interesting. Or the rap in the first verse was like a lot of words that didn't rhyme when it comes to like the punchline. But on the second verse though, I want to say they executed the lyrics really well. Even though it's not like too crazy in terms of like the wordplay or anything, but the attitude and the emotion that was brought out from the vocals and also the way they write the punchline was really, really good. Ah. No. Oh.
To make some noise, yeah, yeah. All the way up to the rooftop. StarBe. All the way up, we are on the roof. Hey, we got it. We sure really like the view. Yeah. On the rooftop, only way up rooftop, yeah, yeah. So get up, everybody. It's so crazy how you got it. Look, it's never done. On the rooftop, only way up rooftop, yeah, yeah.
The one thing I really want to say about StarBe's music is that it's kind of lacking of 808s. The 808s in StarBe's music, it was just kind of like either the volume of it is way too low or it's just non-existent. They like to use a lot of like shorts like bow, 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 that kind of 808, which I don't really think it's suitable in this kind of music. So it didn't really have a lot of like crowd controlling kind of elements in the song unless you like boost up a little bit more of the bass and let the bass of the drums and the synth, the sound of the synth to like change up the whole vibe of the music. Lacking too much of like the lower end kind of bass sound. This too, and also Princess Samurai, they both have this kind of problem that I heard so far. But overall, I feel like they're both pretty good music. It's just like it has a lot of like space for improvement. Kobo executed the rap flow really well, while StarBe has the emotion, has the attitude, but their wordplay is not like way too special. It was just like blended together with this kind of like K-pop style. I personally don't think it was like super well done. I would just say that it's pretty good. If Princess Samurai, I'll give it an 8. Rooftop, I'll probably just give it like a 7. The wordplay, it was just okay. The sound preference of the drums and the synth was pretty good, but lack of bass. And the structure of the music, it didn't really change that well. The transition was a little bit off when it comes to like from the verse to the chorus with like a lot of impact, but the impact was not really loud as well on the chorus especially, so it makes the whole vibe of the music kind of like anticlimactic. For Princess Samurai, everything was really well done except for the drop, I feel like, and at the end, especially this part, right? This part is super good. Like with the siren, like but every single other part of the drop, like the first one and the second one, they didn't add any sort of like really crowd controlling kind of sound that make this whole song lost the element of being a hype song, a swagger song. Yeah, that is a great example of how to make a really powerful kind of synth trap.
With my homies walking to the club, I'll get up. Haters pay to see my face. Hold up, hold up. I'm too famous for you, sorry, can't sit with us. And you keep screaming my name.
A lot of like filter, a lot of distortion, and a little bit of autotune here and there makes this whole like kind of like flanger effect of the song really amazing for listening. Well, in the first drop, it was kind of anticlimactic, especially when you listen to this part, right?
Samurai. I'm a princess, I'm a queen, so bow down to me. I'm a samurai. Sa, sa, sa. I'm a freaking samurai. I'm a princess, I'm a queen, so bow down to me. I'm a samurai. With my homies walking to the Kobo.
And the triplet kind of synth bass, the pattern of the bass that throughout the whole song, like dum 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 dum, it was like good when with a lot of like drums and hi-hats. But this one, the hi-hat was only like 2 steps, so it's a little bit like slow but not too slow, but fast but not too fast, that kind of like stick in the middle, which I have no idea what direction they're going for. So it's kind of confusing when listening to this kind of drop. Yeah, I didn't really have that kind of great emotion when it comes to this kind of music. So yeah, conclusion, I would say that I like Princess Samurai a little bit better because Rooftop was really awkward in terms of the vocal and also the lyrics writing, which I feel like is the utmost important part when it comes to like a song with vocals, right?